play a little catch, and then Oates off the left of the net, a sharp angle. He's looking to make a pass, but he squirts through the pads. Both these guys, former Bees, have been hurting the big bad Bruins. The Capitals fortunate to be up 3-1.
Craig, playoff overtime goals are always spectacular, and after just missing in Game 2 of the series, Joe Juneau had another chance and buried it in Game 3. Here are his thoughts from earlier today, reflecting back on that big goal, what it felt like to sink the Bees in Beantown.
Yeah, it was a great feeling. It was just good to get it out of the way. In Game 2, I missed a good chance in OT there at home and hit the post. So it did feel good.
Juneau and the Caps have done a fine job, Craig, in this series, taking the lead. And as a result, the Bruins have been caught up playing catch-up.
They certainly have. They've really struggled. Here's their uphill climb. Game 1, lose 3-1, drown 2-0. Every game down by a pair early in the game. The Bruins have had the lead for only 2 minutes 20 seconds, and that was in Game 2 from 17:03 to 19:23 of that third period. And then Gonchar scored, and the Caps won in overtime. You take a look at that lead there, just 2 minutes 20 seconds. The Caps over 161 minutes. That's why the Capitals have been fortunate to have that lead. The Bruins' motto tonight, get the first goal and put the pressure on the Caps.
The Bruins have been spoiled by the exploits of goaltending hero Ole Kolzig. In fact, their frustration has mounted, and they've been baffled by it. Ray Bourque's numbers are just one illustration of that frustration.
Yeah, when we take a look at Raymond Bourque, look at the time he's logged, Joe. 30-plus minutes, 42, 45, 28 minutes in Game 4, but only because the Capitals were in command. That last 10 minutes, he didn't play a whole lot. He has 28 shots on goal, the most in the playoffs, but no goals to show for it. Here's a couple of highlights of Raymond Bourque. Here's a nifty play in Game 1. Wrist shot on the power play off the blocker of Ole Kolzig, and a good opportunity on the power play here. Nice give and go with Van Imp, and there's the slap shot off the face mask of Kolzig. Again, Kolzig in the perfect lane. Here a 5-on-3 in Game 4. Nice finish to the play. A great pass from Raymond Bourque, the 5-time Norris Trophy winner. He says he still feels like a 25 or 26-year-old, so the Caps better beware. At 77, Joe, those numbers could skyrocket close to 40 minutes tonight.
That sounds dangerous. Yep. Ron Wilson and the Washington Capitals, their trip to Boston was obviously very profitable. About his return home, let's join Al Koken downstairs. He's got the Caps bench boss alongside as Washington goes for the kill tonight.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Ron Wilson, it's inescapable in this town. If a team of the Washington Capitals variety goes up 3-1, the questions come about the past. How do you handle it? Do you go at it directly, or do you tell the players just to put it completely out of their minds?
Well, we've talked about it. We've asked some of the players who've been here, for a couple of them, Dale Hunter and Kelly Miller, the reasons why behind, and they mentioned one player in particular, Mario Lemieux. Well, Mario's not in the game tonight, but other than that, we've tried to laugh it off a little bit. I think it's best to face your ghost or your demons head on and try to scare them away yourselves.
All year long, the Bruins have tried to be patient, take advantage of mistakes, but they've fallen behind 2 goals in every game. Do you expect them to do anything different to start the game to try and get ahead tonight?
Well, I think they'll try and come out and be a little more physical right at the beginning. I don't know if there's much they can do, because we've laid back and been patient ourselves. I think the course of the injuries that we ran through during the season has forced us to change our style, and it's actually helped us in the playoffs.
Best of luck tonight. Capitals coach Ron Wilson before Game 5 here at MCI. And we get it back upstairs now to Joe and Craig.
Al, thanks very much. One good thing to remember, Mario Lemieux wore black and gold, but not Boston Bruins black and gold. Game number 5 is coming up for you. Don't you dare move. We've got it for you right here on HDS. HDS coverage of Capitals hockey this evening is brought to you by Bud Ice and Bud Ice Light, the official beer sponsors of the NHL. By Giant Food. Quality, value, and service, that's Giant, your place to save. By British Airways, who offers the only daily nonstop service from BWI to London. By Geico, one 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. Geico Direct's a sensible alternative. By Budget. Try a Jaguar, Mustang convertible, or other diversions from Budget. Get out of the ordinary. By Safeway Food and Drug. Nobody does it better. By your friends at Toyota and the all-new 1998 Toyotas. They're as good as it gets. By the Discover card. It pays to discover, accepted where you see the Novus sign. And by U.S. Airways. the Washington area's #1 airline. If the first 4 games of the playoffs are any indication, the goaltending of Ole Kolzig is as sharp as it's ever been. And once again tonight, Kolzig will be the biggest obstacle for the Bees to clear. Game number 5 is straight up next.
Hello.
How's your bud ice? Doobie.
That's the third one tonight. It's okay. The police are tracing the call. Hello.
This is the police. Those calls are coming from inside the house. Repeat, those calls are coming from inside the house.
Drink Bud Ice, but beware the penguins.
Sir? Sir?
There is no book that tells you how to feel completely alive. However, there is the Katera Owner's Manual. Katera, the caddy that zigs.
See your authorized Cadillac Katera dealer today.
The net is your engine. The puck is friction, and we're the guy with the mask and big pads. Quaker State now makes high-tech synthetic motor oils, specially formulated for the vehicle you drive and the way you drive it, for superior engine protection. Quaker State, official protector of the NHL. Receive free roadside assistance coverage when you purchase Quaker State. Get details at participating retailers.
With Bell Atlantic Mobile, you can make important calls from just about everywhere, like the I'm working late call or the I'm on my way call. Because at Bell Atlantic Mobile, everything we do is for one reason. That moment when you make the my car won't start call. Are you all right?
I'm okay, Dad. But hurry.
Your call goes through. A cell phone is only as good as the network it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile.
Gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Mr. Jason Miller with a national anthem before an MCI Center crowd that is packed to the rafters. Game number 5 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinals coming up, Craig. Cadillac, keys to the game.
Yeah, Joe, for the Bruins, penetrate the ozone. Byron Dafoe has said it's almost like a Hasek syndrome now. They've been unable to get past Ole, the goalie. And for the Caps, they have to deflate Dafoe. He's coming in with an .890 save percentage. He's been questionable on allowing soft goals, especially last game on that long 10-3 shot. It's now time for the Capitals to pepper Dafoe and get him thinking secondarily what's going on here in this first period.
You know darn well Byron is praying for that first goal. The on-ice officials this evening, the referee is Mr. Rob Schick, the linesman Wayne Bonney, and Dan McCourt. Adam Oates and Mike Sullivan, you look down on them as they prepare to draw. To get this underway, Washington a 3-1 leader in the series after going to Boston and sweeping a pair. The 26th and 28th of April, a 3-2 double OT decision and a 3-0 whitewashing of the Bruins. Game 5 is on. Sergei Gonchar, who's been marvelous offensively in this series, knocked down rudely right off the bat.
And a quick line change right off the bat for Pat Burns. He wants to get his checking trio against Adam Oates and Juneau, who did so much damage against these guys on the road at Beantown, Game 3 and Game 4.
Hal Gill partnered with Ray Bork. Gill snuffed out the early rush from Juneau. Back behind the cages is Fellows on the tuck. And it's shut off on the short side by Defoe.
That save right there may give Defoe some confidence. They needed that quick early save. Defoe delivered on that wraparound from Brian Bello.
We are now just 45 seconds into the first. Pat Burns again to a shift change. Ditto for head coach Ron Wilson. You look at Joe Ricky Park behind the net. Jason Allison down and injured. That's the man in the right corner of your screen.
Yeah, he's just inside the blue line, writhing in pain, holding on to that left leg, it looks like, that left knee. And he's asking the trainers to come out there, hopping on the ice and getting out there. There's the trainer looking on, Jason Allison. The play was set up behind the Capitals bench. I think he collided with somebody or might have hit a rut there, Joe, just inside the Caps blue line.
Craig, in game 3 of the series, Allison was hit knee-to-knee by Kelly Miller and was injured in that game. And apparently another injury to the leg has beset him here.
Let's take a look at how that happened. Look at that quick line change. Everybody, here comes the troops. And there's Jason Allison. Looks like he gets caught up there with Chris Simon, possibly even a slash to the back of the leg. He's one of the marked men the Washington Capitals have to key on. Simon, Tikkanen, guys like that want to lay the lumber, want to make Allison pay the price. There's Simon. I think early, Joe, gets away with one to the back of the legs with his twig.
Right away, we go downstairs for more from Al Koken.
Joe, it's kind of ironic. Right before tonight's game, I was talking with John D'Amico, who's been serving as the supervisor for this series. And I said, you've had a relatively easy time compared to some of the nonsense that we've seen going on in other series. And I asked him, have you sent any videotape in? He said, I almost sent the tape in of the knee-to-knee contact between Kelly Miller and Jason Allison. But because Jason Allison came back to the ice, he didn't think it warranted being sent to the league office. Nothing came about it. As you saw there, no question, Chris Simon, whack across the knee. It'll may be interesting to see if John D'Amico has something to say to Rob Schick between periods, and if anything further develops out of that in terms of sending the tape to the league office and Brian Burke. Back up to you guys.
Al, thanks. Jason Allison has returned to the players' bench.
Usually going to be Tikkanen lined up. That's the Capitals checking unit they want against Jason Allison tonight. You'll also see a lot of Tenorti and Calle Johansson when Jason Allison's lines out there. He's one key guy the Capitals have to be aware of. He's got 4 points in this series, and he's really an offensive threat every time he steps on the ice.
Mark Tenorti on the handle for Washington. Plays it ahead for Kelly Miller. Miller away from the shoulder shrug of Sergei Samsonov. McLaren and Simon dueling in the corner. You get a good look at that. Samsonov chips it out. Kept by Tikkanen at the line. Down low, great pass, right to the front. Defoe sprawling to deny Kelly Miller.
Yeah, great stick movement by Defoe. The poke check on Kelly Miller, trying to come laterally across the crease. Good pressure by this line, the checking line out there. Chris Simon laying the body on along with Kelly Miller, finishing their checks, doing a nice job in the offensive zone.
If you're just tuning in on Home Team Sports, 2 minutes deep in the first period, Game 5 of this Eastern Conference quarterfinal, no score. Zednik got a step on the defender, got yanked down, and that's going to draw a penalty from Steve Hine.
That's one of the key areas the Capitals want to work on, is adding speed and tempo to the lineup, and Richard Zednik supplies them just that. He's got huge speed, and if the Capitals can persevere and continue to skate through the Boston Bruins, skate through to draw the penalties like he did there, the Caps are going to be in good shape. Here's the play up front to Zednik, right side of the screen. There's the grab from behind. Steve Hines heads off. A good job. And by Zednik coming in on goal, drawing that penalty. Here's Tikkanen down to Kelly Miller. Look at all the beasts surrounding Tikkanen. Kelly Miller finds his way, but there's that poke check by Byron Defoe, knocking the puck off Kelly Miller's stick. A great chance, but Hines in the box. The Capitals go to the power play.
Normally, Boston doesn't give you very many power play opportunities. The Caps have an early one before the game is 3 minutes old.
Yeah, just their 13th in this whole series, Joe. The Bruins have 28 to their credit. The Capitals during the regular season, Joe, were one of the least teams to lead power plays in the league. Only New Jersey had left. And it stayed through the playoffs also. They're one of the lowest teams to get power play opportunities.
This is a Rogaine extra strength advantage for Washington. You see their effectiveness in this series. And the fact that Tikkanen, Oates, and Gonchar have figured in the scoring summary. while playing a man to the good.
Yeah, and the penalty killing for this Bruins team, I think, has not been very good. They haven't been taking away the half-board guy. They've been running around a little bit. There's a look at Pat Burns. You can see what happens when you lose. Burns, he says, I got to get rid of that goatee. So he shaves it off, trying to change around his luck for today's pivotal game.
Good sign there for the Bruins. You saw Burns patting the shoulder of Jason Allison. That's Jason right there, apparently ready for his next shift.
Well, that's what happens, Joe. You talked at the top of the pregame show about this team. They're going to be a team that's going to come out firing. You're going to play through pain. I've been in this situation before. You get the adrenaline going. You're going to give even more than you actually think you have. You're going to have gas in the gas tank because you know tomorrow, if you lose, you're going to be sitting at home saying, why? We had such a great season. It's going to be such an empty feeling if the Bees walk off this ice tonight a loser.
Speak the truth. Ray Bourque looking to clear. Bruins penalty killing for another 60 seconds. DeMaio turning away from Oates and Bellows. DeMaio still with a handle. Now plays for the perennial all-star Bourque, and he'll sail one right to the tummy of Ole Kolzig. Penalty killers changing on the go for Boston. Nothing in this one. 16:35 to go in the first. Taking it for Simon. Soccer style, Nikolic waiting. Andre Nikolic looking to create. Simon gives it back. Tenorti bombs away from the point. That's deflected wide off the shin pad of Tim Taylor. And Taylor will clear.
The Bruins in this hockey game seem a little more aggressive on the half wall. They're good pressure on Nikolic and caused the turnover. And the Bruins are able to clear down the ice. This power play unit out here is more of a shooting power play, Joe. They like to set up big Chris Simon, hair and all, in front of the net, trying to create a problem for Defoe to see the shot from the point.
Back to even strength now is Boston. Hines exits the penalty bench. Shots on goal in the contest are 2-1 favor the Bruins. Jason Allison, wonderful move, and he caught the outside of the cage. A gorgeous move by Allison, who still seems like he's hobbling after that early injury.
Yeah, what a move on Brendan Witt. Outside, inside. Witter didn't even turn there. Went right around him. Great opportunity for the Bruins. Allison early in this game.
Bill Hodgson turns the corner. We get a whistle and a slashing call here coming from referee Schick, and apparently Ken Klee is the culprit. We'll have you back to MCI center ice. Klee to the penalty bench. Bruins to a power play. Nothing score. Ron Wilson's Caps look to penalty kill when we return.
For complete computer networks, systems, and applications designed especially for your company, call TimeBridge Technologies. Dial 888-402-1300.
Budget now rents Jaguars and other diversions. Budget, get out of the ordinary. Now join Perfect Drive and earn a free Callaway Golf Club with just 5 rentals.
At Mama Lucia's, you get the finest authentic Italian cuisine cooked homemade and made to order. Try us for a fabulous lunch or sensational dinner. Why go to Little Italy when you can go to Mama Lucia's in Rockville? Mama Lucia's is located in Federal Plaza, Rockville.
The Bruins hot-footing it through the neutral zone here at MCI. The pass comes to Jason Allison. He'll cut through the middle behind Hunter, but coming across is Ken Klee. Gets 2 minutes for slashing across the legs of Allison. The Bruins go to their first power play of the night.
You talk about Allison being a marked man. Simon first, and Klee there with a one-handed jab, but good enough to wind him up in the penalty bench. You look at the special teams effectiveness for these two groups. Ray Bourque piloting the power play back for the Bees. Hooks away from Oates. Samsonov. Pressured there by Joe Juneau, and it'll be Ricky to clear. Just past the 5-minute mark of the first period. No score. Washington just misfired on its first power play. Now Boston has the manpower advantage. Allison. Samsonov one touch. Bourque thought about it. Lays it back for Grant Ledger. Ray Bourque watched carefully by Tikkanen. Ledger harassed by Kelly Miller. He'll move it away for Essa Tikkanen. Johansson joining the rush. Thought about a short-handed bid. Tikkanen content to play keep away and dump deep.
Yeah, he killed off a lot of time just hanging onto the biscuit in the neutral zone. Pretty good puck movement by the Bruins, but they weren't able to shoot the puck from the point. The Capitals' top penalty killers really pressing both Bourque and Ledger, who play the top of that diamond power play, the umbrella at the top, and the Capitals forwards doing an excellent job pressuring those guys into turnovers.
You see the time left in the Bruins power play. 0-0. 13:55 now to go in the first period. Raymond Bourque slithers into the offensive zone and waits. Hanson, Carter. Hines and Allison joining Carter up front. Carter floats one towards the cage. Loose puck in front of Kolzig. Snared by Nikolitin, and he'll clear. Allison caught there by Oates. Adam Oates will bat it back to neutral. And an appreciative sellout crowd at MCI Center applauds the penalty killer. Just a single shot for the Bees during the manpower advantage. No score. 6 minutes, 45 seconds into the first. This could be icing and will be icing against Washington.
Big look at Big Kyle McLaren's had a pretty solid series for the Bees. We look down their list, they've got a lot of youngsters on the blue line, and I really like this guy. He's worked really hard. He's done a nice job. He's got a goal to his credit, McLaren. He's a guy that sits back, plays solid defense, and obviously, when you're tutored by Raymond Bourque, one of the all-time best, you're going to be a heck of a defenseman in the future.
Ron Wilson barking encouragement to his troops. We're back to even and full strength. 5 aside we go. DeMaio, Taylor, and Axelson. And Craig, in this series, this particular line has given the Caps fits.
Yeah, they're really a line, obviously, with the junkyard dog DeMaio out there. Axelson, I think, is underrated. He's got pretty good speed, good puck sense, and these guys can really get her going. They really force you down low. They're a very patient line that likes to cycle the puck. They remind me a lot of the Dale Hunter line. When they get it going forechecking wise, they can really cause havoc in the offensive zone.
They'll grind you up. Oates on the send-in. Defoe will tap for Ray Bourque. Hard off the dasher, not clear. Witt towards the cage. That's ushered aside by Defoe.
Have you not mentioned Ray Bourque? Any shift out here?
He's going to get a lot of ice time tonight, Craig.
He's going to play every second shift, is number 77. That's a guy to watch tonight.
Juno fires. Defoe lost the handle. Scramble in tight. And with Bellows looking to knock it in, the referee Schick blew the whistle. I think the puck crossed the goal line, Craig, but Schick was unsighted and blew the whistle.
Unreal shot. There's the shot that handcuffs the netminder. One of the Locker's keys, I thought, was his catching glove. Having trouble here tonight. The Foe and the Bruins are tied up with the Caps. Game 5. We step aside here for some commercial break. Stay with us for more playoff hockey.
What do you get from your agent for all that money you overpay on car insurance? Another year to wonder why. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This man represents all the people who switched their car insurance to Geico last week. Sir, please raise your hand. 10,000 times.
Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Little trucks make for long weeks, but Dodge Dakota's bigger to lighten Monday's load. Its tough Ram looks make Tuesday more memorable. Its longer, wider stance smooths hump day right out, while its superior Magnum power makes Thursday fly. And voila, it's Friday, and better yet, the weekend. Dakota, for shorter weeks and bigger weekends.
Juno has been shooting the puck a ton here in this series, has 7 shots coming in. Here's his 8th. What a howitzer. Off the glove and off the coconut and lands behind Defoe. And look at Adam Oates right on the doorstep, unable to collect the puck and hammer it underneath the goaltender. At the end of this play, you'll see the puck trickle over the goal line, Joe. There it is, hitting the pipe and just getting in late on this play here. Referee Schick already blew the whistle. No goal. Scoreless here in Game 5.
And right off the ensuing faceoff as we return to the live play, Gonchar testing Defoe, and he made the stick save. Washington out shooting Boston 4-3. Scoreboard reads even Richard Zednik motoring back. Zednik on through. Pivonka with a gap. Backhanded just wide. Delayed penalty coming up. And the Boston Bruins are going a man short again.
And it's another stick violation. It's 2 minutes for splashing. I think it's going to go to Joe Thornton. He got a lot of ice time in Game 4 in Boston. The first 3 games, he only had about 11 minutes, but in Game 4, Joe, he played a regular shift and played over 11 minutes in that one game.
You said that like a native. Boston. Very nice.
There we take a look at Joe Thornton in the box. 2 minutes for slashing at 8:04. It happened after he got hammered into the corner to the right of Olaf Kolzig. That's a retaliation penalty. The coach, Pat Burns, is not going to be too happy with that. Michael Pivonka goes off for a breather. The Caps power play goes to work for their second time here tonight.
Pivonka skating very well there, finding a gap in the defense, taking a little handoff from Richard Zednik. Good skating line there for Ron Wilson. Right now the power play works. Left to right, it's Bellows, Oates, and Juneau. Johansson and Housley working the rear guard. Nothing score. Fast approaching the midpoint of period 1. Nice give, Oates. Backdoor there for Bellows. That was knocked away by the netminder and clear. Phil Housley will turn. Uncontested. On the wing for Johansson. Defoe not able to slow that one up. Juneau took a shove by Bork. Oates walks the line right to the goal mouth. He shot it wide. Taylor with room to clear. Kolzig quickly on ahead for Housley as the Bruins were changing their penalty killers on the fly. Oates carefully into the offensive zone. No further than Sullivan. He'll backhand it down the wall. DeMaio's got to step on the defender. And Housley crunched him to finish him off.
Nice job by Phil Housley, not known for his physical play. There takes the man perfectly one-on-one. Rob DeMaio allowing the Caps to recapture the biscuit.
55 seconds in the power play for Washington. Juneau on the advance. Stutter steps by McLaren. Hits the late guy Housley. Oh, the trigger stop. And Oates misfired on the rebound. Gonchar walks the line. Oates surveys. Closing. Cranks. That's blocked away by McLaren. Bellows returns it to Oates. On through. Can Gonchar keep in? No. Washington will retrace its steps at center. Final half minute of the power play. Washington's second of the game. Nothing on the board. Oates cross rink. It'll be Ledger first to it. And ahead of the charging Chris Simon. And the Bruins have the puck. Jason Allison. Short-handed drive. It dipped wide of Kolzig. Adam Oates moves it away with Sergei Gonchar's help. Now Miller. Offside Washington at the line.
Yeah, just 5 seconds left in that Thornton penalty. Adam Oates and company moving the puck efficiently. Oates even accepting to take a couple of shots. If they're going to lay off him, he's got to tee it up at the top left circle, and he did that a couple of times. One hit the foot of McLaren. The other one got through and caused some problems. Adam Oates out there for $1.54 of that power play, getting lots of ice time. Here's the Caps power play. Nice play by Juneau going wide. Drops it back to Phil Housley. Hard wrist shot. Look at Oates stepping in there and just missing the bouncing biscuit. Had the wide open cage in front of him on that rebound.
Great chance for Adam Oates and the Washington Capitals. Nothing score. You see Oates' numbers quite productive in the first 4 games of this quarterfinal round. Tenorti hammers in. Ken Klee to the puck, lost it to the check of Dave Ellis. Anson Carter moves away for Joe Thornton. Thornton, the 18-year-old rookie, left it for Ella. His drive knocked away by Kolzig.
That was a tough save. That Hines is going right to that net. Kolzig had to kick out that left toe. A low shot like that with traffic is a tough shot to come up with a save on.
If he's not a screen in that instance, at least he's a distraction. And Kolzig was able to fight through it. Calle Johansson turns after the loose puck. This is offside against the Boston Bruins. Nothing. 9:25 to go in the first period. Caps fans, listen up. Washington's favorite Italian restaurant's even better. That Samore now offers live jazz music at the Chevy Chase location Wednesday through Saturday evenings, along with the tastiest Southern Italian cuisine this side of Italy.
Isn't that a song, That Samore? Can't you sing us a tune?
I'm not even going to hum you a tune. No. Would that be enough of an answer for you?
Great Italian food, though.
Well, great food, but not a good singing voice. Simon, Taken, and Miller for Washington. Hines, Allison, Carter for the Bees. 0-0, 9:19 to go in the first. Down the wing, Donato, turning on Ricky. Ted Donato, who was a healthy scratch, surprisingly somewhat, in game number 4.
I think it was done for one reason and one reason only, because the Caps played Chris Simon, and they wanted to have some size in their lineup in Landon Wilson.
Got a penalty away from the play, Craig. Referee Rob Schick has spotted an obstruction penalty.
And it's going to go to Joe Ricci, Joe. The Caps have to go shorthanded once again. Schick calling the minor penalty. We've got to step aside. Scoreless here in the first. Stay with us on HTM.
Let's crunch some numbers on America's best-selling minivan, Dodge Caravan. Right now, every Caravan comes with remarkably low 1.9 financing, or up to $1,000 cash back. Or on this Caravan, subtract $750 cash back, hit total, and your price is under $17,300, making Caravan America's lowest priced minivan. And imagine what all these savings can do for your bottom line. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Time to take our first look at the Washington Post out-of-town scoreboard. We can tell you the Buffalo Sabres in the same position as the Caps. They've got a 1-0 lead over the Flyers in Philadelphia. And the Canadiens, Penguins, they're underway. No score in that one. That series is tied up at 2. Back to take a look at how the Caps go back down a man with Joe and Craig.
Thanks, Aldo. Here we pick up the minor penalty to Joe Ricci. This is his 6th minor penalty in the series. There he is in front of the net, hauling down the forward for the Bees, trying to get to the front of the net, causing a screen. Ricci has the seat. The Bees go to the power play.
I must admit, Craig, hearing Al give that Buffalo score, that the Sabres are more than just Dominic Hasek, aren't they?
Yes, they are. I think they're a terrific hockey team. They're not very big up front, but they got Barnaby, guys like Gray that run around, Derek Klent, guys like that that are having terrific series. I think Donald Audet is one of the, a guy that goes very unheralded, but he gets 30 goals a season, this guy.
Offside Boston, Holzinger, you can keep going on down the line.
Did you see Holzinger's goal the other night? End to end, unbelievable goal, finishes her off on a D.
Bruins ready for a power play chance here. Steve Hines working with Anson Carter on the wing. Jason Allison is the pivot between those two. Ray Bourque and Darren Van Imp as the power play point.
Those little penalties like Joe Ricci had, the veterans on this team have been taking the bulk of the penalties. In years past in the playoffs, Joe, that would just been looked away from. That would not have been a penalty. The referees had a more situation where they'd let a lot of that stuff go. That's why a lot of the Caps veterans are getting nailed here with the crackdown on penalties.
No score, 8.5 to go in the first period. Allison to the front, that was deflected aside. Ray Bourque able to keep in. Back behind the goal, Johansson and Allison collide. Tenorti in there as well. Hines wins the battle for the puck. Back for Van Imp. Pressure comes from Miller. Johansson, good work on the perimeter to beat Allison to the loose puck, but did not clear. Shot towards the cage. Hines sent it on its way. Ole, no troubles with that. And they'll be taken in to launch it back.
Bruins just unable to get past the goaltender, Olaf Kolzig, Joe. During this first 12 minutes here, he had gone 95 minutes plus with scoreless hockey shutout streak. Now well over the 100-minute mark without the Bees scoring a goal.
Samsonov, sandwich between Witt and Gonchar. Allison relays for Ray Bourque. Cross brink she comes. Van Imp fires. Stopped by Kolzig. Rebound swept from Harm. And again, not cleared. Oh, Bourque, fine pass. One touch, Van Imp. That one floats high and wide.
Bourque was looking like Adam Oates there. Unbelievable pass through the leg of his buddy Adam Oates.
There's not much Ray Bourque can't do on an ice hockey rink. Juneau back 2-on-2. Juneau trying to crisscross there with Oates. The puck got tied up in Bourque's skate. Just 10 ticks left in a Boston power play. They're second on the night. No score, 7 minutes to go in the first. Kolzig barking instructions for Pivanka. He got nudged by Dmitry Kristich.
The Bruins power play is going to go for naught again now, Joe. 2 tonight, 10 previous. They're now 0 for the last 12 power plays against the Caps. Brilliant penalty killing unit.
Nikolation with Pivanka towards the goal, well wide of Defoe. On the run, Dmitry Kristich, twice a 30-goal getter when he was with the Washington Capitals. He'll get it in there deep. Pat Burke wants the line change. 6-5, Boston out shooting Washington to this point in the contest. Richard Zednik, who missed 14 games at the tail end of the season, back in the lineup tonight, skating very, very well. Gonchar with Zednik. Joining the play, Nikolitin. Zednik launched one well off the target. And the puck eludes Joe Ricci back to neutral. Ricci using the glass to play it in, back behind Boston netminder Byron Defoe. Now in his 7th full NHL season. Thornton skims it to the corner. Johansson reels it in for the Caps. His pass struck the goal. Hines there to put pressure on. Tenorti on ahead. Craig Berube, did he get it by Van Imp? No, not on the first chance. Oh, nice look. Carter, wrist shot right on, and Kolzig had the short side covered.
And Carter got his head up. He had Dave Ellett streaking to the offside behind all the Capitals defenders. If he got that pass through to Ellett sneaking in, he would have had a clear open net there against Kolzig. But Carter, as the Bruins have tried here in the first, put as much rubber as they can against the Capitals netminder.
Johansson trying to play it in deep, played it off the rink. And Anson Carter and the Boston Bruins get a chance to catch their breath. Carter, Colorado property originally, a one-time Cap as well.
It's going to be a fine two-way player in the National Hockey League for many years to come. Here's Carter, the shot, the left side of the screen. Ellett was streaking to the net. Carter elects to shoot low against the netminder Kolzig, but again, Kolzig in perfect position up above the crease area, standing there square to the shot. Very tough for a goal scorer to beat him there.
He'll await his next chance. We get some ice repair here at MCI Center. Linesman Wayne Bonney taking care of that. Even strength 5 aside, both of these teams have failed on their first 2 power play chances of the game. Washington leads this series 3-1, looking to put the Bruins into hibernation tonight. Bork and the Bees have other ideas, however. B.J. Axelson looking to work on Brendan Witt. Witt able to tap it back to center ice. Axelson, Taylor, long range. Kolzig will angle that to the corner. Adam Oates will pitch it back to center ice. Bork scales in. Juno over skates. Axelson to the goal mouth. Dangerously, Juno in front of his own net. Away to Adam Oates. 3 abreast at the attacking blue line. Housley well up on the play. Juno, rotation. Oates to the goal mouth. Bellows! He hit the goal post.
Yeah, right off the outside there. The Capitals causing some problems right in the high slot. One of the Bees took a dive in front of the net. That allowed Bellows to spring free.
Juno down low. Oh, what a setup for Bellows. And a swing and a miss. Bellows once more on the trigger. Stopped by Defoe. Ricci able to keep nothing. 4:12 to go in the first period. And it'll be Taylor to clear. Simon on through Tikkanen. Ledger first to it in the Bruins zone. On ahead for Joe Thornton. Streaking in. Thornton with room. Wrist shot. He buzzed it wide.
Yeah, he had to go top shelf there. Defoe went down. Kolzig went down to the butterfly, and that's the only place Thornton had to shoot the puck. Was top shelf. Got it a little too fine. Ripped it over the glass.
That's Craig Laughlin. I'm Joe Beninati. Al Token joining us tonight at ice level. Glad you've tuned in on Home Team Sports. No score. 3.5 minutes to go in the opening period. This is Game 5 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinal. Tikkanen looking for the line change. Sullivan has the puck for Boston. McLaren hammers it off of Brendan Witt. It'll be Andrei Nikolitin to find the loose puck. Nikolitin, his first Stanley Cup playoff experience this series here, but he's a guy who's been in the pressure cooker before on the world stage in the championships and the Olympic Games. We get a whistle and an icing against Washington. Richard Zednik, great to see him back in the lineup. An injection of speed. So far, no injection of offense.
Hey, go work for me, kid. Thanks.
Salted Sam Adams. All in due time.
I'm never eating anything but peanut butter and jelly again.
Sure, Matthew.
PBJ, 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 peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. PBJ, PBJ.
Tonight we're having meatloaf with all the trimming.
Introducing Safeway Great Meal Combos. Just heat and serve. So good, you won't believe it.
I'm never eating anything but meatloaf again. Meatloaf, meatloaf.
Oates, Juno, and Bellows putting the heat on the Bruins checking line. Tim Taylor and company. Juno back to Oates, out to Bellows, off the pipe. Great chance as they work the triangle down low. Here Oates again in front. Juno collects it along with Housley again down low. Good puck movement by the Caps. They're the best chance where that Juno pass handcuffed Brian Bellows for the Caps right on the doorstep.
Live play continues. Shot from a bad angle by Samsonov, sailed wide. 2:48 to go in the first period. Washington nothing and Boston nothing. Darren Van Impe, who was the goal-scoring hero of game number 2 in this building with his first professional 2-goal game, including the game winner in double OT.
But he had a couple of giveaways at home at Fleet Center where he bobbled the puck, passed it to Bork. It was picked off goal by Oates. And then on that last Kenny Klee goal, he passed the puck up ice. It was snared by Kenny Klee as the Bruins were on a line change. And it was this guy, Samsonov, heading off the ice, off the pass from Van Impe. That's why Klee was able to pick it up and hammer it for the 3rd goal and really salting the victory for the Caps.
Many believe Samsonov, Byron Dafoe's teammate, will be the Rookie of the Year. He would be only the 3rd Russian to win that award in the NHL. Pavel Bure and Sergei Makarov, the other 2.
He will win the award.
If he was getting our vote, he would.
Yes, he would. He doesn't need my vote. He's going to win anyways.
Strong stuff.
Yeah.
Mike Johnson might have a problem with that in
Well, he didn't play very well. I didn't think that second half did Johnson.
Matthias Olin in Vancouver.
Yeah, they're really doubting him.
Oh, I agree with you, though. Samsonov really electrified folks down the stretch. And I think he should come away with the award. We have the puck played above the shoulder, a high stick. Whistle down by referee Rob Schick. So tough a job for the men in the stripes, the Stanley Cup playoffs. You would imagine that...
That guy in the stripes?
Well, he is wearing the stripes.
Oh, who are you talking about?
But not the zebra stripes.
Okay. Schicky, you mean?
Mr. Schick.
Mr. Schick.
Schicky?
Schicky.
Oh, God.
I got nicknames for everybody.
I found that out. I found that out the first day I was on the set with you. Puck launched up into the spectator seats. We'll do it all over again. Brian Bellows trying to play it in deep. Just missing by a tad.
He's had the best opportunities for the Caps by far. 2 of the shots have went wide. That one off the pipe doesn't count as a goal. The one that handcuffed him had a great chance. Doesn't count as a shot on goal either. He's had the best chances, quality scoring chances, have been all Brian Bellows here in the first for the Caps.
He racked up a good chunk of those Stanley Cup playoff numbers you were just viewing with the Montreal Canadiens back in '93. And Montreal won a Stanley Cup with Bellows in the lineup. 15 points in 18 games. Adam Oates, Sergei Gonchar, and Joe Ricci all touching the puck there in sequence. Bork trying to spring DeMaio. 0-0, 1:40 to go in the first period. Ricci turns the corner curve. Bellows with room to operate. Here comes Juno. Delayed at the line, and that threw Gonchar offside.
Well, the Bruins and the Caps both playing a very patient hockey game. The Bees had 4 guys back. Nowhere for Juno to go. Juno's the guy that likes to use speed and then hook off, allowing the Capitals forwards to drive to the net. Because of that, it was an offside play with the 4 Bees standing up.
Joe Juno, that 1 goal, the huge double OT game winner. 26 minutes, 31 seconds of overtime in game number 3. Really the turning point in this series.
Yeah, he's been great in the playoff shows. Coming into this series, he had 42 games played. He had 42 points, so he's just about at a point per game pace in the postseason in his National Hockey League career. Nice number.
Frustrating regular season this campaign for Juno. He missed 24 games with injuries to a groin muscle and to knee problems.
It's been a long while since he didn't hit double digits in the goal scoring department.
You're correct. Zednik, Nikolitin, Pivanka, the trio now for Ron Wilson, Tim Army, and Tim Hunter, the coaching brain trust for Washington. Nikolic left it for Zednik, snared by Jason Allison. Under a minute to go in the first period. Nothing on the scoreboard so far. Nikolic rolls it on ahead. Zednik fakes the blast, now lets it go, and Defoe made the kick out stop. Nikolic worms away from Carter. Plays the point to Tenorti. His shot missed on the short side. Steve Hines, who's been snake-bitten throughout the first 4 games of the series, due in large part to Kolzig's brilliance. Whoa, Kelly Miller lost an edge right as he went to the boards, and awkwardly went into those boards and bounced right back up.
Blew a wheel right at center ice there.
Snow snake.
Got that Michelin problem.
Bitten by the snow snake. Carter will play the corner. Gonchar off the glass and back to neutral. Gill for Bork. Softly into the Washington end. Ricky loping back, 3 seconds now, 2 to go in the period. Tikkanen looking to clear, didn't get it out, but the horn sounds and no harm will come for Ole Kolzig and the Washington Capitals. We've played 20 minutes of game number 5. Byron Defoe and Ole Kolzig once again locked up in the net-minding duel. Each had 8 saves in the first period. Nothing after 1 from MCI center ice. We've got our first intermissions activities coming up for you in just a moment. Craig and I will look at highlights. We'll share some statistics and perhaps an interview guest with you if you stay there with us.